Hi friends, in this video, we will see how to configure contract worker management in COSAC. Contract worker management module provides features to employees on contract to mark attendance, access control validity, blacklist workers or contractors, and report generations for the same. Basic requirements: CWM user's license. Let us go through the configuration now. Consider a scenario where a company wants to construct a training center for its employees in which various workers of different fields are required, like civil, IT, electrical, mechanical, etc., which are to be hired for a specified period on a contract basis. We will complete the configuration in 5 steps. First, contractors configuration. Second, work order configuration. Third, workers configuration. Fourth, induction approval or authorization and utilities. Fifth, report generation. Let us move on to the first step to configure contractor management. Log in to COSAC web. Go to Contract Worker Management module. Go to Contractor followed by Contractor types. Consider an example of a new training center where different contractors are hired for different roles. Civil contractors are hired to construct a building. Electrical contractors are hired for the wiring of the building and related equipment. Mechanical contractors are hired for the installation of refrigeration, air conditioning systems, and machines inside buildings such as elevators and escalators. IT contractors are hired for installing and configuring new computer systems, diagnosing IT hardware and software faults. Click on plus icon to add a new contractor type. Specify the contractor type's name as desired. We will specify civil contractor in this case. Contractor type's ID will be system generated. Check default flag to make contractor type as default. Click on save icon to save the contractor type. Likewise, we can add multiple contractor types. Now, go to the contractor profile. Contractor profile is the detailed profile of the contractors belonging to one of the contractor types. Consider an example where ABC, XYZ, PQR builders, etc. are configured as contractor profiles under the civil contractor. Click on plus icon to add a new contractor profile. Specify the ID and name as desired to contractor profile. We will specify PQR builders for contractor type as civil contractor. Select type as civil contractor. Select the validity and date by clicking on the calendar icon. We can fill address, contact information, details, license information, and account information for the configured contractor profile. Note: license number is mandatory in license information section. Go to account information and check enable account flag. If this flag is checked, contractor self-services that is CSS account gets enabled. Contractor self-service module is available with CWM module to provide worker-related service via a contractor. To do any activity, contractor should have a CSS login page. A contractor can use CSS functionality by logging to the COSEC web using CSS ID and password. This completes the first step to configure contractor. Let us move on to the second step to configure the work order. Go to Work Order followed by Induction Levels. A worker needs to go through levels of approval that may comprise background check, medical check, orientation, skill-based training, safety training, etc. before the organization considers the worker fit for the work. These levels are defined in COSEC as induction levels. Click on plus button to add a new induction level. Specify the name as desired. Induction level ID will be system generated. Check default flag to make the induction level as default. Type the description for the induction level. We will specify medical checkup in this case. Click on Save icon to save the induction. Likewise, we can create up to 7 induction levels for workers in COSEC. Now, go to the approval stages. An approval stage is a sequence of induction levels that a worker must complete before finally being approved for a work order. Click on plus icon to add a new approval stage. Specify the approval stage name as desired. Go to Induction Level Assignment. Select Level 1 from the pick list for induction level. We will select medical checkup in this case. Go to Approving in Charge 1 and select Approving in Charge from pick list for all users. Similarly, we can add multiple levels and different approving in charge of different levels. Click on Save icon to save the approval stages. Assignment of approval stages is done in Global Policy followed by CWM. Check Approval Required for Existing Workers flag. If this flag is checked, the existing worker is required to go through the configured approval process when assigned to a new work order. If the flag remains unchecked, the worker assignment will be directly approved. Approvals are of two types. Direct. In this type of approval, a worker approval request from CSS is directly sent to the system administrator. Approval stage. In this type of approval, a worker approval request from CSS is sent to approving in charge as per the approval scheme in Global Policy. There are two types of approval schemes. Serial. In this, a worker is approved serially by the designated approving in charge in the defined sequence of an approval stages. Parallel. In this, a worker approval request is sent to all the approving in charges at the same time, and approvals may be performed in any sequences. Go to Work Order Types. Work order type can be classified as, for example, painting for painting a new building, installation for installing new elevators and escalators, construction for a new building. Click on plus icon to add a new work order type. Specify the name as desired. Work order type ID will be system generated. Check default flag to make work order type as default if required. Click on save icon to save the work order type's configuration. Go to Work Orders. Work order is a work contract assigned to a contractor to carry out a specific task within a stipulated time and cost. Work order is associated with a contractor who is responsible for completing the same by deploying suitable workforce. Click on plus button to add a new work order. Specify a new ID and name as desired. Select the work order type from the drop-down list as created in Work Order Types. We will select Painting in this case. Select the validity start and end date by clicking on the calendar icon. Enter description for the work order if required. Now, let us configure the general and group parameters in the general and group section. Go to the general section. Select associated contractor, site in charge, and approval stages from the pick list as desired. Enter the max worker limit as required. Go to Skill-wise worker limit. Click on plus icon to add new skill-wise worker limit. Note: skills are configured under worker's profile. Go to Group section. Select Organization, Branch and Department from the pick list as desired. Go to Devices. Assign the device group from the pick list for device group. Click on Save icon to save the configuration. Go to Work Order List. This page shows a list of all the created work orders. The list can be viewed based on the filters. This completes the second step to configure the work orders. Let us move on to the third step to configure workers. Go to Workers followed by Skills. Click on plus icon to add a new skill. Skill ID will be system generated. Specify the skill name as desired. There are various skills, for example, analytical skill, engineering skill, management skill, etc. Check default flag if required to make skill as default. Click on Save icon to save the skills. Go to Personal Protective Equipment. Personal protective equipment is safety equipment that the organization issues to contract workers for protecting against hazards at workplaces. Examples of various personal protective equipment are safety shoes, helmets, hand gloves, jackets, safety goggles, etc. Click on plus icon to add personal protective equipment as desired and save the configuration. Go to Worker List. This page shows a list of all the created workers. The list can be viewed based on the filters. Go to Workers Profile. Click on plus icon to add a new worker profile. Specify the name and ID as desired. Check Active Flag to activate the worker. Go to CWM section followed by Assignment. Select the skill from the pick list for skill. Select Contractor from the pick list for contractor. Click on Save icon to save the worker profile. Go to Worker Assignment. Select Work Order from the pick list from Work Order as configured in the second step. Validity, contractor, and status of the selected work order are displayed in the respective field. Go to the Current Assignment section. Current Assignment section displays already assigned workers to the selected work order. Further, new workers can be assigned to the work order. Select the assignment period as desired. Select the worker from the pick list for all workers. Worker name, ID, date, assignment days, assignment status will appear in the grid. Unregistered workers section displays the total count of unregistered plus pending workers who were added by the contractor and are in the pending stage. Past assignments section shows the workers who were previously assigned the selected work order. Go to Enrollment. Enrollment section allows workers to enroll fingerprint, palm, and spatial cards by sending a command from Cossack Web. This completes the third step to configure workers. Let us move on to the fourth step to configure induction approval or authorization and utilities. Utilities provide the following functionalities to the system administrator. Import workers. It helps in creating multiple entries of workers at once by uploading them through XLS or CSV format. It also helps in assigning devices while creating multiple workers. Blacklist. It allows to blacklist workers and contractors. Blacklisting will ensure that contractor or worker is not assigned any work order. Manage workers. It is used to change contractor, work order, and assignment period for the selected workers. Work order progress. It helps in viewing the progress of all work orders as well as work orders specific to a selected contractor. On selection of a contractor, associated work orders and their details can be filtered based on their progress status. Now, go to the authorization or approval section followed by induction approval. Induction approval is used to view all pending, approved and rejected applications sent for approval for each induction level assigned to the worker for the assigned work order. System administrator has the right to approve or reject a pending application. This completes the fourth step to configure induction approval or authorization and utilities. Let us move on to the fifth step to generate reports. Go to Reports. In Reports section, we can generate reports for worker detail, contractor detail, work order details, blacklisted workers, work order man days, daily headcount, daily work hours, status summary and attendance details. Now, let us see how to generate workers details report. Go to Optional Parameters. Select the group from the drop-down list if required. Go to Workers section. Select the contractors, work orders and workers from the options of all and randomly and then click on Generate Report. Similarly, we can generate a report for work order details. Go to Work Order Details followed by Optional Parameters section. Select the group from the drop-down list if required. Go to Work Order Selection. Select the contractors and work orders from the options of all and randomly and then click on Generate Report. This completes the entire configuration for Contractor Worker Management module. Thank you for watching this video. For further queries and support, contact Matrix Technical Support Team.